So we are on binomial model, and today we have to do some life-changing stuff. Here's your example one for the day. Spot price is 100. Strike price is also, let's keep the strike price at 80. Expiry is 2 periods. RFR is 10% per period. Sigma is 80% per period. Build a 2-period binomial tree to value A, European calls, B, B, an American call. All right, start. Consider 80 or 100. Sorry, what do you mean? Spot price is 100, strike price is 80. Strike price is 80, 80. All right, I'm solving this now. We have to fit in 2 questions today. So I'm picking up a little bit of speed and solving this myself. U is equal to e raised to 80 percentage into under root 1. That'll be more than 2, right? 80 percentage second e raised to x 2.22, 2.23. 2.23 inverse 0.44. Okay, 0.45. Fair enough. 0.45. P is equal to 1 plus 10% minus 0.45 divided by 2.23 minus 0.45. So 1.1 minus 0.45 divided by bracket open 2.23 minus 0.45 bracket close equal to 36.5%. Is that right? Okay. You are obsessing about why have I not taken, you're obsessing about why did I not take 0.5, right? Is that what you want to know? Yes. Okay. So what is the sigma? Look at this. All right, Neha. What's the sigma per period? It's per period. And I have expiry in 2 periods. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. Oh, yeah, I did mention that. Expiry in 2 periods. So, no, it could be year, it could be a day. I don't know what that period is. But whatever that period is, when I build a tree, my U and D is per node of the tree. Per node means like as in per leg of the tree or branch of the tree. So here U and D, right? So my one leg of the tree is 1 period. So I have to do just this. Yeah. Had I given you per annum and had I given you expiry as 1 year and then 2-period binomial tree, then it was okay to take half. You don't want to memorize it. You want to learn to think about it, right? So 2-period and 2-period expiry, and we want to build a 2-period binomial tree. So one leg is 1 period, so I take just 1. Okay. All right, now the tree building happens. All right, so look at this. Stock price 100 into 2.23 is 223. 100 into 45 is 45. Then it goes up again, goes down again, goes up again, goes down again. There will be a reconvergence here. It's called a recombining tree. The tree recombines to 100 again. I mean, slightly different than 100, few decimals here and there. But mathematically, if this is U and this is inverse of U, then this should be 100 again. Then 223 into 2.23 will be 497. I'm ignoring the decimals. There is a little bit of decimal after that. And 45 into 0.45 will be 20.25. So I'm just going to write this as 20. Okay. This is my tree. Now let me take a screenshot of this tree because I'm going to need this one more time for American option. I'll probably place it on the next page. So let me do this a little bit fast now. Okay, I've started getting calls. Let's wrap this up quickly. Strike price is 80. You have a right to buy at 497. Will you buy? Yes. 417. Will you buy? Yes. 20. Will you buy? No. 0. What's the probability? Probability is 36.5 and 36.5 here. So this will be how much? 40, 74. No, 64, 63.5, 63.5, 63.5, 63.5. No, this should be 36.5 and 63.5. Okay, so let's do a joint probability calculation. 0.365 x square. 0.365, 100 minus 36.5 is 63.5. 0.365 x square. Tell me how much. 0.365 square, this into this. 0.365 x square is 13.3 percentage. That's a joint probability. Then 36.5 into 63.5. 0.365 into 0.635. 23.18 percentage. Into 2. We'll have to double this because it's a double node, right? एक बार ऊपर से नीचे, नीचे से ऊपर. So it's kind of being repeated twice from here to here, here to here. All right, and the last probability is 0.635 x square will be 0.635 x square will be 40.32. So 2 percentage. Once you've got all the probabilities, you do a weighted average 417 into 13.3 percentage plus 20 into 2 into 23.18 percentage. And this one is 0 any which case, divided by 1 plus 10% raised to 2. 417 into 0.133 STO1, 40 into 0.2318 plus RCL1 divided by 1.1 x square equal to, I'm getting 53.49. Is this what you're getting? 53.49 or almost 50. So that's my answer of the European option. This is like a shortcut method where you do direct probabilities and you get your answer. Okay, now raise your hand and ask me questions before we move on further. But raise your hand and ask.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sir, okay, so why didn't we take 2 in the bracket when we were calculating the probability? Oh no, the rate, the uptick rate, because it's for 2 whole periods, right?
Hmm. Okay, his question is why didn't we take 2 here? That's because it's an uptick for one node of the tree, one period. Are you using your uptick twice? 2.23 here and again 2.23 here? Okay, so you're using your uptick is for per leg of the tree.
Yes.
So per leg of the tree means per period in this case. So therefore 1.
So 2 periods basically signify we have to use the rate of 1 period for 2 periods. But the uptick and the downtick of 1 period that will be applicable to the next period as well.
Yes, it's a uniform uptick. Yeah, so use the same uptick.
All right.
Okay. Tanmay is asking why did we do. Okay, let's talk to Vivek first. Yes, Vivek.
So in the last class, you gave that chart, okay, single period binomial tree and 2 period binomial tree. In that case, you told in the letter 1 that you scale the u by 1 by 2. So so it means that logic, it would come under root 0.25 in that u calculation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's two periods, per period, 2 periods, 0.5 come to this one, yeah, 0.25 under root.
Mistake. It's a mistake. Okay, so if it's a 10% per annum and expiry is 3 months, this is okay. 10% per annum, expiry is 6 months, you want to build 2 legs, in the tree, this is okay. 10% per annum, expiry is 1 year, this is also okay. 10% per period, and your expiry is 1 period, but you're building a 2-period binomial tree. So this is also okay. 10% per period, and you have expiry coming in 2 periods, and you're building a 2-period binomial tree, then this should be 1. There should be 1 here. Now, why did this mistake happen? If I have a per period model, and if I were building expiry in 2 period, then it was logical to keep it as 0.5. Because I have to break down my leg of the tree to half of the period. Here per period, but I have 2 periods. But now I'm building two legs. Yeah, so per period I will get just under root 1. See, I mean, I could Tanmoy Akhil. Okay. I could never figure out a formula to build, to make it easy for people, like single formula that will do the job. But it always, you need to think a little bit about this, and I'll tell you how to think so that you don't have to memorize the formula. See, when you're building this U and D, you're building it for one leg of the tree. What's the right word to use here? One, the first branch of the tree. Okay, one node. Actually, these are called nodes, so technically there are 2 nodes. But let's say one part of the tree, right? Now your thinking is always in the context of I'm building U, I'm building D, I'm building P for this leg. So if I have to calculate U, I have to calculate from how much 100 will go to what level, okay, within this period. Now, what is this period? How do you think of this? So here, your expiry is 2 periods, and you're building a 2-period binomial tree. So this becomes 1 period. And then this becomes 1 more period. Right? So this is 1 more period. So let's call it the first period. Let's call it the second period. So the idea is, what is my 1 period? My 1 period here is just 1 period sigma. It's 80% because it is given per period. And why am I discounting it backwards for 2? Because remember, my valuation is coming after 2 periods. And per period RFR is 10%. So I need to discount it backwards for 2 periods. So that's the logic here.
Thanks.
Are you guys okay with this? Okay. So now we have this American options, right? How do you do American options? You have to use a different technique called backward induction. I'm quickly going to show you how to do this. First, you do the usual option pricing, 417. This is 20, this is 0. But this time around, you bring them back 1 period at a time. Okay, so how do you do it? 36.5 percentage and 63.5 percentage. Now, 36.5 and 63.5, here's how you're going to take an average of this. 417 into 36.5 plus 20 into 63.5. So what's the average price? Average price is 417 into 0.365 plus bracket open 20 into 0.365 bracket close equal to is 150. I must have made some mistake. 417 into 0.365 plus bracket open 20 into 0.635 bracket close equal to 164.90. But 164.90 is coming when? At the end of second period, remember? Now what I need to do is I need to take only this value average backwards here. I need to take this value backwards here. So I need to take it backwards for 1 period. Okay. So when I take it backwards for 1 period, I divide this with 1.1. So divided by 1.1, and it gives me 149.91. In the same way, we do the same logic here. So we do, this is 36.5%, this is 63.5%. So we will say 20 into 36.5%, okay, divided by 1.1. So 20 into 0.365 divided by 1.1 is 6.63. So that's how you take, this is called a backward induction process, where you take the option values one period backwards at a time. This you have to do only with American options. For European options, you use the shortcut directly, you can get the answer. American options, you can't do it. And why is that? Because in American options, you also have an option to exercise at period one. You can exercise whenever you want, right? So you have an option to exercise at period one. So you ask yourself, if I exercise today, where I have a right to buy at 80, price in the market 223, will I buy? I have a right to buy at 80 and price in the market 223. Will I buy? Yes. And what payoff will I get? I will get 143. So I will get 143. Okay. In the same way, I have a right to buy at 80, price in the market 45. Will I buy? No. So how much will I get? 0. Then you compare the value that you get by exercising today versus value that you get by exercising today versus value that you get today by exercising 1 year later. This is the value you're getting today. Remember, we discounted it backwards, but it's the value if I exercise next year, but it's the value today. So we compare 149 with 143, and which one looks better? Which one do you like more? Which one is better? Obviously 149.91 is better, right? Here 6.63 versus 0, which one is better? 6.63. So we take the higher of these values, and then we do backward induction one more time. So now we take the higher of the value and we kind of take an average again. So 149.91. Remember, this is 36.5% and this is 63.5%, right? So 149.91 into 36.5% plus how much? 6.63 into 63.5% divided by 1.1. Can you just give me a final answer here? Average divided by 1.1, final answer, how much is this? Okay, 53.37. Now, hold on a minute. It's an American option, remember? Can you exercise right at the beginning? Can you exercise even today? Yes, you can exercise whenever you want. If you exercise today, how much would you get? 20. So then you would say, no, I don't want to. I will choose 53.57. That's your answer. Your answer came out to be same, under both the methods, but doesn't mean always will be the same. Okay, it is same in this example, but doesn't mean it will always be the same. Nandu Kumar, yes and no both. In some cases, see, generally this rule applies for, deep in the money American calls. So deep in the money calls, generally they will have similar valuation, whether it's European or American. But when you move towards at the money, they might provide different valuations. Where in the world are American options used? In America.